Welcome to this explainer. Usually I'm just your enthusiastic guide through complex ideas, but today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm taking on the ancient, wise persona of the dragon, and I'm inviting you to venture with me into the shadows as we explore the architect of the heroic soul. Let's dive right into this grim, dark fable. Now, this isn't just some dark fantasy story. It's actually a profound exploration of the hidden truths behind the heroic ideal, and it speaks directly to the condition of our modern world. So settle in, because we're about to decode a parable about individual transformation and what really happens when we lose our deepest foundations.
So our story begins in a village of master builders, and these were people of stone and steel. They had totally conquered the elements, right? Constructing these magnificent structures that kept the rain out and the cold away. They'd even perfected machines that made their daily lives literally effortless. But as you might guess, that progress came with a quiet, devastating cost. In their relentless pursuit of efficiency and comfort, they actually dismantled the old, crumbling temple sitting right at the center of their village. And you have to understand, that temple wasn't just old stone. It was the sacred archive of their ancestral history. They literally traded their deep historical roots for immediate physical ease.
And that fateful trade-off leads us right into Section 1, the Cold Gray City.
Looking at the fallout, there is just this stark contrast between what was lost and what was gained. On one side, you've got the old temple. Sure, it might have been crumbling, but it provided a profound sense of spiritual belonging. It connected the villagers to ancient stories, to something way larger than themselves. But then, on the other side, we have the new reality, modern architecture. Now, undeniably magnificent, highly efficient, but structurally, it's completely cold. And existentially, it's totally meaningless. It provides shelter for the body for sure, but absolutely nothing for the soul. These new structures merely kept the rain out, but they utterly failed to serve as the spiritual anchor the village so desperately needed. This massive architectural shift triggered a real crisis, bringing us to Section 2, the spiritual famine.
Let's trace how this village actually descended. In the past, the temple was dismantled in the name of progress. Almost immediately after, this strange, suffocating malaise set in. The people were physically more comfortable than they had ever been in their history, and yet they were spiritually famished, just drifting without a compass. As the months passed, panic really took root. People needed something to believe in, and this led to the rise of loud political banners. Fast forward to the present, and the village is completely torn apart by the very things they thought would unite them. You see, they were starving for meaning, and when people starve, well, they consume whatever's put in front of them.
And that sheer desperation leads us directly into Section 3, the false cure. To try and fix their spiritual famine, the villagers started chanting the slogans of these loud political banners. They basically attempted to sacrifice their own individuality to a collective group identity. They desperately hoped that by just dissolving into a mob, they could recreate that lost sense of belonging they once felt back in the old temple. But here's the thing, a political banner is not a temple. Sacrificing your individuality to a collective doesn't build a spiritual foundation. It honestly just breeds bitterness. So rather than finding true belonging, these false cures just brought the villagers into vicious conflict, utterly tearing the village apart.
But, thankfully, not everyone fell victim to the loud slogans. Welcome to Section 4, the vibrant wilderness.
This situation presents an ultimate, stark choice for a weary few. Look, a life in the cold gray city is sterile. It's torn apart by political tribalism and entirely stripped of any collective myth. It's a total dead end. But, out beyond the walls, that's where you find the vibrant wilderness. It's dark, it's uncharted, it's dangerous, but it is alive. These weary few realized that the answer wasn't in fighting over the scraps of the city, so they took a massive existential leap. They decided to leave the sterile comfort behind, stepping out into that vibrant wilderness to become their own architects of meaning.
Of course, stepping into the wilderness means facing exactly what guards it. Section 5, confronting inner doubt.
Now, when these wanderers stepped into the dark woods, they weren't looking for a literal beast of scales and fire to slay with a sword. No. The dragon here is a manifestation of inner doubt. It's that chaos swirling within yourself. To wander into this realm is to basically strip away all the noisy distractions of the modern city and look directly into the mirror of your own soul. The dragon they had to fight was their own shadow, their own fear, their own lack of meaning.
So how do we get through this? It actually builds a really clear 4-step path of individual transformation. Step 1, wander into the dark wilderness, physically leaving all that noise behind. Step 2, confront the chaos within. Actually face the dragon of your own doubts and fears. Step 3, impose order upon your personal life. Because think about it, you can't control the chaotic city, but you can conquer yourself. And finally, step 4, return to the village. But not with some new political slogan, you return with a profound, unshakable inner certainty.
And that brings us to the ultimate culmination of this dark fable. Section 6, The Age of the Hero. Now this is perhaps the heaviest truth we face today. The Wanderers understood they could never rebuild the old temple. The modern age, with all its machines and cold efficiency, had fundamentally changed the world. It had irrevocably stripped away the collective myth. And you can't simply resurrect inherited meaning from the past once the cultural foundations have shifted so drastically. Accepting this, it carries immense existential weight. It essentially means no one is coming to save you, and the old answers just aren't going to work anymore.
But you know what? In that heavy truth lies ultimate freedom. Because the modern age stripped away inherited meaning, it simultaneously opened up the space for an entirely new kind of existence. The age of the hero has officially begun. When you face your inner doubt, when you best the dragon of your own chaos and impose your own order, you discover the final truth of this fable. The true treasure isn't found in a crumbling temple, and it's definitely not found on a loud political banner. The true treasure is found by choosing your own values and courageously authoring your own story.
We've explored the sterile city, the spiritual famine, and the dark realm of the dragon. But now I'm turning the focus right back to you. In a world stripped of inherited meaning, will you courageously author your own story? Will you step into the vibrant wilderness of your own life, confront your inner doubts, and become the architect of your own heroic soul? Think about that as you go about your day. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and until next time, keep exploring the shadows.